This is Windows XP. Released on the 24th of August 2001, this was a version of Windows that stuck around for ages. It was clean, felt reliable, and I miss it. And here's Windows 7, released on the 20th of October 2009. It was simple to use and offered a few nice refinements over earlier versions, a good upgrade. I think it's fair to say that Windows has always had its faults, but these versions were overwhelmingly well received by customers, and I personally really enjoyed using them. Fast forward to 2025 and beyond, this is what we get: Windows 11. Updates that break your entire PC, ads built into the operating system for Microsoft products and services, visual clutter everywhere that appears without asking, and AI shoehorned into every possible spot with no signs of slowing down. How did we get here? Windows has gone from an operating system that you didn't think twice about, to one that takes over your entire PC and dictates to you how you want to use it. I'm sick of it, and if you've stuck around this far, I bet you are too. So let's take a minute to pause and head down memory lane as we look at a simpler time with Windows XP and Windows 7. The first thing I did was install both Windows XP and Windows 7 in a virtual machine. I technically do have actual computers I could do this on, but a virtual machine seemed better for screen recording. The first thing that stuck out to me both on Windows XP and Windows 7 was how the UI just seems to get out of your way. It's clean, uncluttered, and your computer isn't trying to be your personal newsfeed or assistant. It just leaves you alone and lets you do your thing. Design and visuals can be subjective, but I feel like both XP and 7 are quite visually pleasing. Of course, they're both a product of their time, with XP now looking a bit like a Fisher-Price toy, and 7 being the "look at me, I'm futuristic" big brother. But they're still quite nice, and they felt modern and refined in their day. The next thing I noticed very quickly was that both Windows XP and 7 are noticeably faster. I'm running these in virtual machines, so they should technically be really slow, but they're not. This is something I actually do notice when using Windows 11, it's just so slow and laggy, even on modern hardware. It's an issue I never remember having on XP and 7, and I think it's just because of the sheer amount of bloat that comes with modern Windows, even on a fresh install. It was at about this point in my testing that I started getting quite sad. Imagine it's 2009 and you're running Windows XP. You're quite happy with your PC, especially given a few dramas you've heard with Vista, but now Windows 7's coming out. So you decide to upgrade, and when you do, it actually feels exciting. So the update finishes, you reboot your PC, and you enjoy a rock-solid stable experience, with a perfect blend of a refreshed design and new features, but none of the fluff that makes you go, ugh, why is it doing that? I miss that era. Updates and upgrades now seem to make things worse. When did big tech stop focusing on the user experience and start dictating to us how we want to use our computers? Microsoft executive Mustafa Suleyman speaks about his customer base with contempt, aggressively defending the decision to AIify every last thing on Windows. And it's leadership like this that creates the cobbled together mess we use today. An OS that relies on decades old legacy code and systems, but also hideously unoptimized modern code that genuinely does feel AI vibe coded. Windows isn't built for users anymore. It's built to shove Microsoft's next big AI investment in front of as many people as possible. You don't get a choice. Shareholders get hype, and everyone else just has to put up with it. That's why I, and many others, have switched to Linux. Linux is another operating system that puts you back in control of your computing experience. If a change sounds like something you'd be interested in, why not check out the other videos on my channel, where I walk you through how to go about making the switch, and a few other videos of things you need to keep in mind. So I'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching a bit of a ranty video. It was really just to get you thinking about how awful Windows has become, and to remind you that there is another option. I genuinely really miss the old Windows, and I can't believe this is where we're at. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know what your take is in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.